A lot of people want you to think that just because something happens in the environment in the world out there, that it triggers something in you and then you go to fight and flight or you end up being in freeze or whatever. But I want to teach you something really simple about these areas of your nervous system. I'm going to call this area here calm. This is your social engagement space. It's where you feel safe and you can interact with people or you can be quite still. We're going to call this place here play, because this is where we start to move towards things. It's actually where we do play. It's where we engage, we have enthusiasm. We're going to call this area down here alarm. This is where you're ready to leave or run or you're anxious. It all sits in this space down here. So we've got calm and alarm, and we've got play, and over in freeze we've got lay. And that could be feigning or it could be sleeping. So we've got play, lay, calm, alarm for these 4 areas of your nervous system. So some people want you to think that whatever happens in the outside world, you're just going to go to fight, flight, freeze, friend, whatever. And it's not the way it works. I want to share a story with you to explain why. I was running a retreat in a place called Kangaroo Valley, and I saw a animal in the house. And I was like, oh, and I looked at it for a moment. I had a double take, and I was like, that's not a lizard. And I said, there's an animal in the house. And one of the ladies that was there was like, what kind of animal? And I was like, you don't want to know. She's like, it's a snake. And she literally ran upstairs. She ran away. And it was a baby tiger snake. And she ran upstairs. Whereas another lady, my wife actually, her name's Gina, she was like, oh, is it a snake? And she came towards it. Now, this is the exact same stimulus, but we had 2 very, very different responses. One went towards, one went away. Why was that the case? Well, later on, we unpacked that the lady that ran away, when she was growing up, her and her sister, they lived on a property. And every single time there was a snake, her dad was like, kids, get inside now. And so she wired this reaction to the stimulus of a snake to be getting inside away from a threat. My wife also grew up on a property, except when there was a snake, she was educated on it. Now, she was more familiar with it to some degree, but it was a normal thing that she was around. So her meaning structures around snakes were very, very different than the meaning structures that the other lady experienced as well. But we have the exact same world stimulus, but we see very, very different responses. And so much of it comes down to, that's the thought bubble, the way you think and the meanings you make. And so we must look in our thinking, not just look at the environment to understand how we show up with our nervous system. If you like this type of content, follow along because it's stuff that I teach every single day.